Hi, this is Verdict 2014 on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Ashan Russell, and the verdict is out in Jharkhand and Jammu and Kashmir. Well, Jammu and Kashmir, it's a close fight right now. In fact, the numbers are still coming in, but it seems, yes, the PDP is in the lead. Of course, very followed closely by the BJP. The National Conference and the Congress not doing too well, and it's a similar story in Jharkhand, where although the BJP is now almost set to get a clear majority over there in that state. So we'll be telling you about all those details over the next half hour, but let's first take a look at the headlines. Jammu and Kashmir is set to witness a hung assembly. Onus on PDP is the single largest party to form the next government, but the BJP keeps all its options open after coming close second. J&K Chief Minister Omar Abdullah loses from Sonawar but wins from Birwa. PDP's Chief Ministerial prospect Mufti Mohammad Said wins from Anantnag. In Jharkhand, the BJP inches towards the majority mark. Promise of stability and development works in their favour. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren trails in erstwhile stronghold Dumka but wins from Barhet. Former CM Madhu Kora also loses. And yet another bad outing for the Congress in both states. Banks on PDP to form an alliance in Jammu and Kashmir. Alright, let's get in the latest from Jharkhand, where the BJP is likely to form the government in that state. Now, the party and its ally, the All India Jharkhand Students Union, or AJSU, have established a lead in more than half of the 81 assembly seats in the state. The Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, which was in power, is trailing at second place. The Congress languishes at the third spot. As the BJP established a clear lead, Home Minister Rajnath Singh expressed confidence that the party will form the government in Jharkhand. BJP President Amit Shah held a press conference at the party headquarters in New Delhi this afternoon after his party's victory in Jharkhand. He expressed gratitude to the voters of Jharkhand for giving a clear mandate. Shah assured that the BJP will work towards good governance and development of the state. The party's good performance in Jharkhand comes 6 months after its stupendous win in the Lok Sabha elections. In Jharkhand, in fact, it had won 12 out of the 14 parliamentary seats, signalling a significant change in voters' mood.
मैं विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि झारखंड में हम एक अच्छी सरकार देंगे। जो हमारा वादा था कि पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार ही, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ही झारखंड का विकास कर सकती है। मैं झारखंड की जनता को विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि वो वादे पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता खरे उतरेंगे। पहली बार झारखंड की जनता ने एक संपूर्ण जनादेश दिया है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार वहां पर बन रही है।
ये कोई मशीन का खेल खेला है। कोई भी राज्य में चुनाव हो रहा है, मशीन का उपयोग लोग कर रहा है। जनता तो वोट दे रहा है, वोट तो हम लोग में कमी नहीं है, सब जगह वोट मिल रहा है, तो मशीन का खेल।
झारखंड में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जो सफलता मिली है, वो वहाँ के कुशासन, भ्रष्टाचार और घोटाले को अंत करने के लिए जनता ने अपना आशीर्वाद दिया है। साथ ही साथ वहाँ नक्सलवाद और माओवाद समाप्त होगा, उसका स्थायी समाधान होगा, ये आशा जनता ने व्यक्त की है झारखंड में वोट देकर।
देखिए, झारखंड की जनता ने पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार हमें दी है। जम्मू कश्मीर में भी हमारी सीटें पहले से डबल हुई है और ये बहुत बड़ी सफलता है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता नरेंद्र मोदी जी पर और पूरी पार्टी पर लोगों का यकीन है। झारखंड में हम पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बना रहे हैं।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पक्ष में वहां की प्रदेश की जनता की मन बन चुकी थी। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के ऊपर उनकी भरोसा था। चुनाव की जो प्रतिफलन हो रही है, जो नतीजा आ रही है, उसी की स्पष्टता के साथ आ रही है, उसी की कंफर्मेशन है।
And the correspondent Shyam Sundar has been keeping a track of all these developments coming out of Ranchi. Shyam, the BJP are really in a good mood over there, and it resulted along expected lines in Jharkhand. The promise of stability and development really wooed the voters this time around. Shyam, can you hear us? All right, we'll try to get back to Shyam. Meanwhile, let's just take you through the vote share that has come in on Jharkhand. In fact, there you can see clearly the BJP's significant gain in the vote share, 31%. Now, let's compare that to the Lok Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, the BJP, yes, it got out of the 14 parliamentary seats, it got 12 and got significant share of the votes. So this time around, not a surprise that the BJP's upswing in votes has happened. On the other hand, the Congress, despite a significant vote share, has not been able to convert that into very many seats. Jharkhand Vikas Morcha also lagging behind. The JMM not doing too well. Hemant Soren's party. Our correspondent Shyam Sundar has been keeping a track of all these developments in Ranchi. He's live with us. Shyam, thanks so much for coming in. The mood at the BJP headquarters must be all elation, but the results are along pretty much expected lines. I mean, this is what the poll pundits had been predicting all along, hadn't they?
Clearly, BJP expected a clear-cut majority, or you can say a huge majority. The way exit poll predicted victory for BJP, results are not clearly on the expected lines for the party. Though BJP will form the government in Jharkhand, definitely now the question remains is whether central party, the BJP parliamentary board will have that kind of say. If party would have got 2/3 majority in making or nominating a chief minister for the state, or now state leadership or state leaders will have a say in selecting the chief minister. But yes, after 14 years, Jharkhand will get a majority government, and BJP will be leading government in the Jharkhand.
All right, Shyam, so the question that really begs to be asked now is who's going to be chief minister. Now, Jharkhand famously has had almost 9 chief ministers over the past 15 years since its formation. So, as far as chief minister candidates from the BJP go, I remember there was a lot of acrimony over Arjun Munda, and Yashwant Sinha was almost being pushed into the chief minister's chair, but that was some years ago. This time around, is there anybody from Delhi that perhaps the BJP would like to, central BJP leadership would like to put in? Who are the top contenders for the chief minister's post?
There are, of course, as you told us that Arjun Munda has lost election, so he can be considered out of race. But then there are many senior leaders like Saryu Rai or party president Ravindra Rai. But the MLAs will be coming to Ranchi tomorrow, and then one observer will be nominated from parliamentary board of BJP. And it will take few days, but yes, there are few names, and then few people say that there can be some dark horse nominated by RSS, like Sudarshan Bhagat, who is MOS in center. He can be one of the dark horse for the chief minister's post, like Manohar Lal Khattar in Haryana.
All right. And Shyam, if you talk about the big issues and the big takeaways from this election for you, I mean, you've covered these elections extensively and you're there on the ground. So tell us, what would you infer from this mandate? Is it a vote for stability? Is it a vote against corruption? Or what would this mandate be? What are people on the ground saying?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway from this election is that parties like Jharkhand Mukti Morcha are still holding the ground. They have able to retain their 18 seats, and Hemant Soren, the chief minister and son of Shibu Soren, he successfully led Jharkhand Mukti Morcha in these elections. We have to remember that he was facing none other than Mr. Narendra Modi, who got a huge success in Lok Sabha, and after that in Maharashtra and Haryana. So in front of Narendra Modi, he was very junior, and the way he conducted the campaign for Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and retained their 18 seats, his 18 seats is a big achievement for Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. And another thing is, the opposition was not united. There was no credible alliance. That was JMM was contesting alone, and then there was Congress, JDU and RJD. So for BJP, there is a lesson in these results that in Bihar they have to rework their strategy, because if Janata Parivar is coming together in Bihar and the kind of results we have got in Jharkhand, it will be going to very difficult for BJP to face a united Janata Parivar in Bihar.
All right, so vote for development as well as the division in votes among the opposition helping the BJP over there. Sham, thanks very much for that update and telling us what's been going on the ground in Ranchi. All right, we've been talking about the chief ministers who tested their luck in these elections, and it's turned out to be quite a fascinating contest in Jammu and Kashmir, because PDP has emerged as the single largest party in the state, with BJP a close second, much against expectations. Facing anti-incumbency, the National Conference has lost quite a bit of ground. Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has lost from Sonawar, but he's won from the Birwa seat, while PDP CM candidate Mufti Mohammad Saeed has retained his party's bastion in Anantnag.
The BJP and the PDP took early leads as soon as counting of votes started in Jammu and Kashmir. However, as the day unfolded, the situation did not look as simple for the BJP. By midday, the state seemed to be headed for a hung assembly, with the PDP emerging as the single largest party. BJP has come a close second despite an ambitious target of 44 plus seats it projected during the poll campaigns. Congress and the National Conference settled for the third and fourth place.
देखिए, अब हम एक बहुत ही मुश्किल सूरत हाल से दो चार हैं। ये वोट जो है वोट कांग्रेस और एनसी के खिलाफ है, तो बीजेपी के साथ हमारी आइडियोलॉजिकल डिफरेंसेस है, एफिनिटी नहीं है। तो इस सूरत में हमें क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे जाना चाहिए आगे, ये मेरे ख्याल में हम पार्टी में फैसला करेंगे।
हम 25 सीटों पर बढ़त बना ली है, या तो हम जीत चुके हैं। मतलब 14 सीटों की बढ़ोतरी जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर हमने की है। और सबसे बड़ी आनंद की बात भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए है कि जम्मू कश्मीर में भारतीय जनता पार्टी सर्वाधिक वोट प्राप्त करने वाली पार्टी बनी है। परसेंटेज वाइज भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सबसे ज्यादा वोट जम्मू कश्मीर में मिले हैं।
Facing anti-incumbency, Chief Minister Omar Abdullah failed to make a mark from Sonawar seat. He lost contesting for the first time from this constituency. However, PDP's chief ministerial prospect Mufti Mohammad Saeed won from Anantnag, a seat held by his party. One of BJP's best bets in the valley, Hina Bhatt, lost from Amira Kadal constituency. A hung assembly has raised speculations over possible post-poll alliances. PDP will have the luxury to choose from either the BJP or the Congress to garner enough numbers to form the next government in the state. However, the party chose to keep its cards close to its chest. BJP, on the other hand, remains hopeful to form its first government in the state. But the assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir as well as Jharkhand have proved to be a lost cause for Congress yet again. The party could hope for a tie-up with PDP to stay in power in Jammu and Kashmir. With inputs from Vishal Daya and Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And we have our correspondents spread out across these states that have gone to the polls, Jharkhand and Jammu and Kashmir. And now from Jammu, we are joined by Akhilesh Suman. Akhilesh, thanks very much for coming in. It's an interesting situation over there, and especially from Jammu's perspective, they've completely gone with the BJP. So the BJP really feeling happy about Jammu. But as far as the next government goes, a lot of question marks still.
Yeah, actually, it is called that politics is the art of possible, but BJP was trying to do a politics of impossible. It was trying to make the master the art of impossible, and it proved that it is not possible. So now if you see the situation that for PDP it is a win-win situation. PDP can either shake hands with BJP or it can shake hands with Congress and other parties. It will have no problem. But for the BJP, it will be always be good if it joins hands with BJP, because if you see from the international politics, PDP had some support from the separatists in Jammu and Kashmir Valley, and also it has some good relations and good rapport with the people in Pakistan. So from that point of view, I think that BJP will always like to join hands with PDP, and that is why I will try to remember you that when the Article 370 was discussed earlier, BJP has declared that it will press for the Article 370 in the valley. but later on it retracted. It had in its mind that 370, if I press for 370, it will not be possible to shake hands with any other party, either from the BJP and the NCP. And if you go to the PDP, I have been conversing with the PDP leader for a long time, and they were telling that if BJP drops down the 370, Article 370, then it will not be having any problem in joining hands with BJP. And since BJP, Narendra Modi Prime Minister, is a very strong one, and he has development in his mind, so I think that at the end of the day, it will be going to be possible between BJP and PDP.
All right, Akhilesh, let's also talk about the big losers in this election, because the National Conference has really not performed well at all. Also along expected lines, because Chief Minister Omar Abdullah was really criticized for the handling of the flood situation, and that had become, just coming before this election, had become a major issue as a poll issue. So the National Conference not doing too well.
It is not only the flood situation, because actually I was here in Lok Sabha election also, and I had come to Jammu and Kashmir many times earlier too. And what I have found that there was a lackadaisical approach of Omar Abdullah in the development of Jammu and Kashmir. He was just sitting on the throne, and he was hardly taking care of either of the border situation, either people living inside, either the question of development, industrialization, infrastructure, even roads were in bad shape. So I think it is very natural result as far as the NC is concerned. But I will again remind you that if NCP and Congress had been joining hands together in this election, the result would have been much more difficult than it is now. Because if you add the whole result of Congress and the National Conference, it goes to beyond around 30. And if they had gone around 30, then it would have been very difficult for PDP and BJP for a possible joining hand together. So I think that it was a blunder for the NC and Congress not to join hands in this election. But as far as the National Conference is concerned, it is very natural result, because National Conference was the Chief Minister, Omar Abdullah was the Chief Minister, and you see that from one assembly constituency he has lost, and from one he has hardly won.
All right, we'll leave it over there, Akhilesh. But interesting you point out over there, as far as the Congress is going to loan strategy, a lot of question marks would be perhaps circulating in 24 Akbar Road after this. But thanks very much for coming in and sharing those details with us. All right, so we're talking about the Congress. Well, the Congress has suffered a major rout in Jammu and Kashmir, and the only way it can retain power is by an alliance with the PDP. Now, Congress leader and former Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad has said that the party would be willing to support the PDP, which has emerged as the single largest party in the state.
PDP and BJP has been opposing each other tooth and nail in this election. Now the call has to be taken by the PDP leadership whether they would like to go with the communal forces to form the government or secular forces. So here ultimately it is Mufti Saab and Mahbooba ji who will have to take the decision. So I can't
Would you be appealing? Would you be appealing to the PDP?
No, the PDP has a very mature leadership. They know what is good and what is bad for them and for their party. I am not going to dictate or tell anything to the PDP leadership what they are supposed to do. Mufti Saab is a very seasoned leader. The call has to be ultimately taken by Mufti Saab in the interest of his own party and in the interest of सेकुलरिज्म ऑफ द स्टेट. कांग्रेस तो ओपन है समर्थन के लिए. देखो कांग्रेस हमेशा किसी भी सेकुलर पार्टी के साथ सरकार बनाएगी बीजेपी को छोड़कर.
And our correspondent Smriti Rastogi also spoke to Congress spokesperson Ajay Kumar in Delhi. Let's listen into what he had to say about the party's rout.
Congress had better equations with JMM this time around, scenario would have been entirely different.
Then the non-BJP votes got divided. And if the non-BJP votes were, and like-minded people on the same side, because BJP formed the alliance with ASU, and like-minded people with our alliance, we could have probably formed the government and kept BJP around 20-25 seats.
What other reasons would you give for the downfall or for the non-performance of the party?
One of the issues is I definitely believe that on seat adjustment and did we finalize the right seats and what are the issues. So but immediately just post election within one before the final results are out to come to a conclusion will not be proper. The results in Jharkhand are definitely disappointing. We need to get back and win the people's vote and get back to the basics again, back to politics at the ground level.
'Cause, Smriti Rastogi also spoke to Congress spokesperson Ajay Kumar in Delhi. Let's listen into what he had to say about the party's rout.
Congress had better equations with JMM this time around, scenario would have been entirely different.
And our correspondent Rajkamal Rao is at the Congress headquarters in Delhi. And Raj, I'm sure it's a pretty gloomy situation out there. Not much cheer for the Congress in this election. But as far as strategies and failures go, the Congress's go-it-alone strategy, I mean, the spokesperson also raising question marks over there about that strategy, about seat finalization. So electoral strategy is somewhere that the Congress is missing a trick on perhaps in this election.
Ishan, they also admit that when we speak to all these spokespersons, because in the national headquarters of the Congress party here in Delhi, only spokespersons are present today. No other senior party leader has dared to come to Congress party office because there were several cadres who wanted to question these leaders for their failure in distributing genuine tickets to candidates who wanted and who had grassroots background in Jharkhand. When it comes to Jharkhand, the party feels that their governance model with the JMM in just few days before the state went to polls had helped JMM, and they believe that anti-BJP votes got divided, and that is where Congress lost its base. They want to go back to basics. I spoke to B.K. Hariprasad, who was General Secretary in charge of the Jharkhand Congress party. He said that his party will rise above expectations in the next local body election. But as on today, it is a great disappointment for them. If you draw a line from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the only two states left out are Karnataka and Kerala. In this tangent line, no other state is ruled by Congress, Ishan.
All right, Raja, but talking about the Congress, I mean, it's a disappointment after disappointment since the Lok Sabha election. So, as far as the way forward from here, what are you hearing from your Congress sources? How are they planning to revive the Congress from this?
Ishan, they want to go back to basics. That's what they have been talking about, and they are trying to give a signal from the highest leadership of their party, which is Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi. They may make a statement. We are not sure whether what the kind of reaction that we get from the highest authority of the Congress party, but the cadres are extremely disappointed. They believe that the campaigning of Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi could have started earlier. She was ill and she couldn't campaign in Jharkhand, and especially in Jammu Kashmir, they've expected this kind of results. But now, because they have thrown the hat into PDP's court, so they are going on a wait and watch policy. They believe that PDP may prefer INC, but when it comes to state level assembly elections, Haryana, Maharashtra, even in the time of Lok Sabha election, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, these four states who used to be bastions for the Congress party and supported the party at both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, now it has been a great disappointment. They have decided that they will start from the scratch. That's what their realization has been in the day when the results and they started troubling them. But in fact, they also realize that it's not going to be an easy task. There is a Modi wave. They realize that, and they admit that against that wave, to provide a model where to provide a leadership for people to come and vote for Congress party is going to be a tough challenge, and they realize that, but they know it's going to be a very difficult task.
Yes, certainly. So it's going to be a difficult task, and we'll Raj will keep a watch on all those developments at the Congress headquarters for us. Thanks very much, Raj, for coming in with those details. So before we close for now, let's quickly get you an update on the numbers as they come in. In fact, as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, the BJP has got about 25 seats as of now. The INC leading in 12. That's the International Congress and National Conference, down to just 15. The PDP is at 28. So PDP is leading, and the numbers, of course, there on your screen as well. So it's been quite an interesting day. We'll, of course, be getting you all the latest as far as the election results, the data, the analysis, and the news goes. So stay tuned right here to Rajya Sabha TV.